Hello, and how's your week been? For us, this week has been reasonably productive. It's been one of those weeks where you feel as if you're working hard but achieving nothing. Um, what have we done? Yesterday evening after work, I had Alfie during the day, which I love. And then after my lessons in the evening, I put together a guide on how to support your dyslexic child, which can now be downloaded. I think there's a link on the website. Also need to put it on Facebook actually, and there's one on Pinterest if you're on Pinterest. Um, or you can message me and ask for it. It's basically a condensed version of the book I created um, a year or two. No, it doesn't show. A year or two ago about supporting neurodiverse learners and what I've learned over the years from the different courses and things I've done, and um, the experience I've had of working with different kids. And I think going off on a tangent here, but I think the key thing, whether it's a child that you're tutoring or a child that you're your own child, I think the key thing is not to get distracted by a label, but instead to focus on them as an individual and what's their goals, what's their aspirations, what's their journey, what's their starting point. Because without that, you get sidetracked into thinking, oh, okay, well, dyslexic learners have they see the words fly moving around on the page, or it could be that dyslexic learners can't spell, dyslexic learners have awful handwriting, or ADHD children are kind of like really hyper all the time. And actually, that's not the case for all of them. So it's about getting to know the individual and getting to know them as an individual and supporting their individual needs. But um, this came about after doing a lesson with someone on Friday, and um, I said to the parents, "You're my only lesson this evening. If you want me to get to you any earlier, which is what they'd mentioned in the past would be beneficial, I'm more than happy to. What time would suit?" So I got there for 4 instead of 5, and the daughter was out. It was the nan actually there, but the dad had phoned her and kind of like said, "Well, where are you?" And he phoned the nan and said, "She's 5 minutes away. She's en route." So 5 minutes later, the phone call again. Apparently, sorry, she had forgotten, but she'll be there anytime. Anyway, the daughter came walking in, and she was so apologetic, but she was kind of saying her short-term memory because of her dyslexia and her ADHD is appalling. And well, she didn't actually say that. She said, "Could it be because of her dyslexia and her ADHD?" Yeah, quite probably, because for a lot of people who are neurodiverse in some way, their short-term memory is awful. You can remember what happened 10 years ago, but tell me something 5 minutes ago and it's gone. And she was saying it's a nightmare. She forgets everything. The parents come like tell her that you're going out in 5 minutes, so you need to get ready. And she goes upstairs to get ready, but then forgets and gets distracted with something else. Or teachers give her homework, and when it's time to hand it in, they ask her where she is and where it is, and then she just, well, I forgot. And it's not deliberate. She's not trying to be awkward. It's just the fact that she genuinely forgets. Anyway, back on track. That's where that spun from. So it's like I say, just a really condensed, very, very condensed version of this. I think it's about 7 pages. It's very short. But hopefully there'll be something in there that's of use. I also created a freebie for people who are looking to start tutoring, and it basically walks you through um, preparing and carrying out the first lesson, which for me was when I did my first lesson, it very nearly didn't happen. In fact, tutoring just nearly didn't happen. I'd been told that you go to this particular village, go drive into the village, and at the end you'll come to a T junction. Go left, and the cottage is at the very, very end of the lane. So, okay, that sounds easy enough. Got to the end of the lane, and there was this very nice, very big house. Wow, okay, not how I'd define a cottage, but we'll go with it. Pulled up onto the drive, got out the car, and this lady comes storming out the car. She said, "Hi guys, hi, I'm Dawn. I'm the tutor. I'm here to see." She said, "Well, they don't live here." Oh, sorry. So I hate being told off. I'm very much a people pleaser. Got back into the car, trying my hardest not to cry, thinking maybe I really ought to just go home and forget this whole stupid idea. I just phone them when I get home and say I'm not going to be able to help, and just put this idea behind me. And as I was pulling off the drive, there was a line of trees, and behind this line of trees, there was this really pretty, quaint cottage. And I thought, okay, this is the moment to decide, are you going to do it or are you going to leave it? And I pulled up and I grabbed my bags out the boot again and put a smile on my face, knocked on the door, and as they say, the rest is history. It went well. Um, they then recommended someone else, and it kind of like snowballed. But the goal behind this free download is that if you are getting into tutoring now, maybe it will give you kind of like the first one or two steps to get you through that first lesson. Um, the weekend was really quiet. It was lovely actually. I had the house to myself on Saturdays. Oh yes. And so I've now done, within the Clara James Approach membership group, we have a book club, and each week we upload a new chapter from the book, and it's got different activities on associated with each chapter. So there's word searches, and there's writing diary entries, there's all sorts of different things. But I've now got to the end of the first draft of all the activities, so now I just need to put them onto Canva, and then we're good to go with that. And then we'll move on to a new book. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try and finish all of those activities before the end of the school holidays, so that if you are working through them over the holidays, you've got them to hand, you can get the book finished, and then we can start afresh in September. What else have we done? I've been adding articles to the Knowledge Centre. So if you've got any questions about tutoring or becoming a tutor, any questions you have will hopefully be answered in there. But that's slow progress. By the time you've written the article and then created a video and the podcast and uploaded it, put it onto the website and everything else, it's surprising how long it takes. You kind of think, oh, I'll do an article a day. That's no problem. Actually, no, you right, Dawn. Let's be a bit more realistic here. So yeah, I've talked a lot, but probably not actually achieved an awful lot. Read some more of a book I'm trying to get finished yesterday. Started really strong. Now it's just getting repetitive, so I'm looking forward to finishing that. And what's the other thing I've also done that just came to my mind and is instantly gone again? Oh, Hannah put together the dinosaur down to times tables book for me to put onto Amazon to complement the fairy one, and the blank one, still waiting for that to go live. But as soon as it does, we're also going to be putting together a spelling book, there'll be the times tables book, and we're also creating fairy handwriting books and dinosaur handwriting books. They'll take, a similar sort of idea to this. So it basically starts with a story, and you follow, in this one, you follow the journey the ball takes as it gets kicked off the pitch, and the dog plays with it and blah blah blah. I guess it's probably a bit like Stickman, though I hadn't seen Stickman at the time. Then gets kicked back onto the pitch and scores the winning goal. And then there's kind of t-shirts to write the players' names on the back, trace the player's name, design your own football badge. There's word searches, there's other writing, there's various different activities in there. If you're in, there's pictures to colour and all sorts, because they all help with the fine motor skills needed for handwriting practice. So I think that's on the Facebook shop. If it's not, give me a shout anyway if you do want it. But like I say, we're creating a fairy version and a dinosaur version, so the activities and the story and such will be appropriate according to that. So that's this week. I will stop talking now. Have a really good week. Enjoy the summer holidays now they're here, and I will speak to you soon. Take care and bye for now. Oh, sorry. Bye.